Hello viewers, welcome again to another video, another Cathro vision, and I just want to inform you before we start, my bags still haven't arrived. And delivery. It's my bag! I can feel the power flowing through me. The line choice power. So okay, how's that audio? Is it crisp? Is it delicious? Should we do some ASMR? Oh yes, the line.
Creep.
You're a creep. Welcome back to Cathro Vision, the daily video series bringing you all the behind the scenes action, technical analysis from the Downhill Mountain Bike World Cup series. This weekend we are at a new venue. Well, a new venue for me. We are in Snowshoe, West Virginia. It is a really small skiing town or a skiing resort in the middle of nowhere. It's just looking around, it's just mountains and trees and not much else. So I've not seen this track. Most of the riders haven't seen it. So I'm really excited to get on track and see what is going on. I hear it's quite rocky. But before we do that, let's update you on everything that's going on since last weekend. So the big news I'm sure most people are aware of is Brooke McDonald had a really bad crash on the Tarzan steep roller drop down. He sent it. He came in a bit quick, maybe slipped on a route, went over the bars, landing on his head and back, broke his back in two places, and at the time he couldn't feel his legs, and we were fearing the worst. But good news, he has feeling back. He's had surgery, he's got plates in there, and he has been up and starting to move his legs and walking, which is insane. Brooke, we all wish you the very best for that recovery. On a similar theme, and it's not a good theme, is Kate Weatherly also had a bad crash and broke a bone in her neck. She doesn't seem to have any complications with it though, so very lucky for her, and she should have a full recovery. And honestly, like Mont St. Anne was just taking people down left, right and centre. Theodor Langson, he's hurting, don't know if he's going to race this weekend. Loris Vergy had a massive crash in his race run. He thought he was alright, but actually he's really struggling, he's sore, he's got a walking stick and he's hobbling about. Dean Lucas had a huge crash in his race run, he gave himself a dead leg, he's pretty much dying as well. So yeah, it's been wild. But on the good side, we saw Tiny Seagrave and Miriam Nicole back on a bike and racing, and obviously they were riding quite well. So I'm excited to see what they do this weekend. So I feel like that's everything. If I've missed anything, please, if anyone's got any updates that I've not talked about, let everyone know down in the comments. That's enough talking, let's go check out this brand new track, to me and to most, here at Snowshoe. Come on. Oh, we're here at the top of the track on Windrock. There's a good headwind blowing in at the minute. Don't know if we're maybe getting some stormy weather soon, but anyway, this track, it's an old track, but it's been totally revamped by Sean Leader, who is the track builder over at Windrock. Him and Nico Mullally kind of planned it out, built it all, so we got a new track in store. So let's head down, see what we got in this first straight. It looks like a big hip jump. First feature is an almighty sky booting hip jump. It's a monster, but the racer's eye in me has already spotted something. The track heads to the right just after this, and if you're racing, height is your enemy. Anytime you're going a long way up and down is not good. So most riders are going to end up sneaking just through, oh god, it's pretty steep, just through the inside, shave this corner off and just catch the last bit of the landing. It's a shame, but at least they got a big jump to style it up for the photographers during practice. Ground control to Major Tina. So after the first big jump at the top, we come into some grassy turns with a nice compression over this road. I love stuff like this because you got loads of room to play with, and compressions through open flat turns I think always look rad. So right after the first grassy turns we've got the Mercedes-Benz road gap, and walking into it doesn't look that big, and then you get to the edge and then you just see the chasm laid out in front of you. It's about 40 foot, lip to landing, And the run out is straight. It is going to be so fast into there. Big G out across the next tar road. So, got a lot of real estate out here. Will you be taking the inside line about 200 meters over to my left, or the outside line? It's about half a kilometre down to my right. So after that big open turn, we got a multi-line choice. Most people will end up heading down the left just because that's the way the corner is going to send you, but there's a left-hander at the end of it. So then there's the opportunity to maybe go on the right-hand side. Set up high, but then you'll have to do the corner before it's slower to get up there. Oh, don't know which one's going to be best, but we better go look at the next turn. This first bit in the trees is pretty fresh. There's no obvious lines really worn in, and the dirt's looking not too bad. So there's a bit of moisture content, and getting chat with some people earlier, apparently it's quite high clay content, so if it rains here, things can get pretty spicy, but the forecast is looking good. But the exit of this turn is uphill. So your exit speed out of this is going to be really dependent on how you get this turn, but we can't decide yet because it's too fresh. We need to let riders ride this, and then we'll figure it out. Down the next section, we've got a couple of tasty jumps, and then a nice big one for throwing some style points before diving down into the next bit of woods. So this is a super interesting feature, a big gnarly rock on the hill, which, I mean, you could just roll along and drop off, that would be cool, but they put a lip here, and what you can do is take off here, jump the entire rock, and then down here, after the rock, there is a landing. Land it down here, and you got to shave just past the tree pad and just past this spiky bit of rock. Real cool. Then we got a big flat turn afterwards. No way. No way. Sean, what have you created here? So from here, you want to pull up like an absolute champ while turning around about 20 degrees and then gap over this next one. If you case this, it's not going to end well. Look at this. That is a gnarly gap. Oh, and Dakota Norton said $5 for the first person that does it. So bets on. Let's see who does it first.
$5 for whoever jumps this first.
Are you going to be paying yourself?
No.
No.
Absolutely not. I'm going to let somebody else test it out, I think. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's just getting set up out of the corner that's going to make it difficult.
Luckily, there is a chicken line around the side if you don't want to win the $5. Anybody seeing the sneaky line? I reckon if you come in super high before this section, you'll be able to get inside that rock and make that next tight turn much faster. I love it when they move the tapes. You've got to keep the eyes open, spot those sneaky lines. Down the next section of trees, we got dappled light, we got rocks, we got roots, and there's even a few little sneaky bits of line choices, high, low, middle, and then after that the course just meanders its way down the hill. Lots of turns down here. It's going to be tricky to remember this section. Jared, Tina, you're in the shot. Watch out. What? So far the gradient's been pretty mellow with berms to help keep the momentum and speed. So that upper section's looking real nice, but I was told there was a gnarly rock garden here. Not sure where it is. I'm guessing end of this straight we might find something. Nature. That straight went on a while. Riders are going to be absolutely motoring down here while preparing themselves mentally for what comes next. In the middle of the track there's a bit of a plateau and there's actually a small uphill section with lots of roots and rocks, and it's going to be really hard to carry speed. Riders are just going to want to come into this as fast as possible. So after that awkward uphill we get to the first of what I assume is a few different rock gardens. We got a lot of room to play with here. There's a wide line out there, but it's a long way around and there's not too much benefit for the exit. There is like a super tight line heading to where the build crew are on the right that takes you round the next tricky section, or there's a few options to go down the middle and see the rock in the distance. You can go over that. Let's look what's on the other side of that. We've got so many lines in here. Riders' first priority is just what's direct, what's straight, and you can see the exit is down there over on the left. So first thing riders are going to think is just go straight down the left, but there's a few rocks, there's a few roots, pretty tricky. I reckon once a few riders do it, could even get pretty rutted out. So what they'll do is just try and find the easiest, smoothest way to do that inside line. But it could turn into an absolute mess. Then maybe they'll think about going that way. It's steep.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Right, so I've seen the course preview that Nico and Dakota did, I think it was like last month or maybe a little bit longer ago. I'll link it down in the description. You'll see the track doesn't look like it does in real life. I don't know if I'm making it come across, but after that rock garden, it just goes so steep. This is really steep, really gnarly. Like the top section, I was like, this is a sick track. It's got some line choice, it's got some pretty hard features, but now the track is just hard. This is a World Cup track. I'm liking the look of this. All right, let's keep going down. We've got more stuff coming. There's more rocks, there's more things. It's a long track as well. There was so much rock garden down this next section and it all looked really similar, so I didn't film too much. Do not worry though, you'll get to see it all during practice. So we're getting close to the bottom now. It's pretty brutal. This last section is relentless. It starts really steep and then it just goes to pure rock garden and it just does not stop. And it's not like the kind of rock garden, you know, it's not cobbled, it's just vicious, sharp rocks, kind of ones that want to slip you, put you off balance, puncture your tires, just detonate your wheels. This is some track. Like, I was just talking with Tina and she's like, do you want to ride this? I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good actually, I'll pass. I'd rather film this. Yeah, gnarly track for the final round. So now we pop out into the open. Let's see these final sections. That last bit of track is going to be an absolute walk in the park compared to the last minute of full-on boulder field. A few gaps, berms and rollers send you back out into the open for that final straight. Right, I'm getting a bit tired, Tina. You're going to have to help me out here. We need some Tina vision. Get on it. Get on it. Tina vision.
I don't know.
Oh wait, I forgot about the secret power. Here we go. There you go. Okay, what's this section doing?
Right, so riders will be coming into here into the finish, doing this massive jump, and as soon as they've landed it, they'll be going so fast, the petting will be pointless. So it'll be all about the speed tuck over the finish line. Yes, I know stuff.
Well, Snowshoe has surprised me. I was not expecting that track, but I am very happy that we have a very good World Cup track ahead of us for this weekend. So if you're really excited to see riders battering down those rocks, destroying bikes and having a great time, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos that are coming up. Practice is tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to get out of here, get this video edited, and we'll see you in the next ones. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Oh, look at the wind. Oh yeah.